Good morning, buongiorno, buenas noches. Welcome to Life's Questions and Lessons. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so excited and grateful that you are here with me today. This podcast is unedited because life is unedited. As always, we'll get started with a question and whatever activity you engage in to explore your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, please feel free to do. So today's first question is, what disappointments have occurred for me? What disappointments have occurred for me? So the last episode that we had, which identity brings me both joy and pain? If you haven't already listened to that episode, please definitely take a listen to that. But that was a really heavy episode for me. The topic and the identity for myself that brings me both joy and pain is my identity as a singer. I've been singing for my whole life, and there was never a doubt that I would become a professional singer, meaning I would be able to sing and get paid enough to actually support my lifestyle, i.e., pay my rent, pay for things like food, not have to sleep on couches, etc. And those of you that don't know, if you don't know anything about the life of a musician, it is extremely challenging if you're not at, the top of the game. It is very hard to support yourself in that lifestyle. And there's, thousands of us, I think, all over America and probably all over the world that really feel like music is, really what our purpose is. And for me, I really felt like singing professionally was something that I was meant to do. So when that didn't happen, it was years and years, and honestly still to this day, something that is really challenging for me to talk about. So since it was a really heavy topic and I asked that question for you to really think about on your self-reflection journey, I wanted to make sure that I was bringing a follow-up to that, because what I definitely don't want to do is have you start exploring these emotions that we want to feel a little less often. So not negative. I don't like saying negative emotions, but the emotions that we want to feel less often. So, stressed out or, regret even, frustrated, those types of things. And I'm sure that as you're on this journey, especially with that particular question, some of those emotions came up. And I don't want to leave you empty-handed. That's not what this is about. I really want to serve as a guide and help you explore all of the layers of yourself and what makes you you so that you can thrive in life. So for today's question, this was kind of a continuation, if you will, but obviously a different question of what disappointments have occurred for me. A lot of times when we're thinking about disappointment, we're thinking of things that have happened to us. And that perspective is something that I really had to learn how to shift. So that's what I really wanted to bring to you today. So if I'm looking back at the previous episode and those previous questions of, that joy and pain, and again, this is over years, so this is not a one day, epiphany. But as I started to really look at why I didn't make it as a professional singer, I really started to understand and embrace some of the answers that worked for me. One of the answers that came to me was I wasn't really in it. Like I went to all the auditions, I sang, and all of the things, I put myself out there. But what I didn't do was I didn't really respect my craft enough to do things like practice with a vocal coach or, the certain things that you would do if you played an instrument. And I've spoken about this on the podcast before. I don't like to practice. I just don't. And I remember there was a time where someone asked me if I took singing lessons, and I was like, pretty sure I know how to sing already. I don't need lessons. So that mindset that I had throughout over 20 years of me really pursuing being a professional singer, I know that that was at the core of why I didn't make it. I didn't really think I needed to do the work. I really thought that my talent would take me to the level that I needed to get to. Another thing that I realized over years of doing this work and really being honest, really, really brutally honest with myself and, why I didn't make it or why I feel like I didn't make it was I enjoy doing things when I want to do them. So in terms of singing, I think there would have come a time where if that was my actual job, my income producing role, there would have become a time where I was like, I don't feel like singing today. And I think there was a part of me, and I really do still believe there's a part of me that wanted to keep singing as something sacred. And I didn't want to not like it because it became work. So though that was my reflection, and I'm sharing this not to talk about myself because if you notice, I don't really like to, tell too much of my own story. This is your journey. I'm sharing these lessons to hopefully help you uncover these lessons for yourself, right? Whatever your lesson is that life is trying to teach you, these questions are here to help you understand that. So as you're thinking about, today's question, there probably have been some disappointments in your life. Maybe something as recent as you having a job, let's say in your current position where you were going to get a promotion and maybe you got that promotion, but the salary that you were really looking towards to really push you into that financial independence or that wealth, what am I trying to say? That wealth achievement and to really help you with that lifestyle financially that you wanted to live, maybe that was low. So maybe you got the promotion, maybe you received the job, but you had to sacrifice something that really meant a lot to you, which is the financial piece of our work. A lot of us don't like to talk about money in the way that, it helps us, but money really is a tool to help us live the life that we want to live. Everything in our life costs money. So if that was a disappointment for you, think about how that happened for you instead of to you. What is the lesson? That's basically what all of this, every single episode, every single question is really to figure out what is the lesson. And it's probably more than one lesson. So these again are some really challenging questions, but I'm hoping that they're uncovering some really powerful insights for you so that you can continue to live life on purpose and live life with intention and be proud, more than anything, be proud of this life that you're living. So hopefully this was very helpful for you. Please rate and review wherever you are listening to my words. If this was helpful for you, please share this. Please share this. If it was helpful for you, it's probably going to be helpful for someone else. And until next time, take care.